there is a valley, nestled between two slow sloping hills, where mist drapes itself across the ground like a forgotten shawl. The trees here don't whisper, they hum, and the air moves in no rush at all, as though the sky itself has chosen to rest a while. In the middle of that valley lies a village known to almost no one, except those who need it most. Cloudbridge Hollow, it's called. A place with no welcome sign, no train station, no paved road. Just stone cottages with crooked chimneys winding, footpaths lined with overgrown lavender, and a river that flows so slowly it forgets to ripple. And in the center of the village stands an old ivy-covered tower. It leans slightly like it's listening. At the top hangs a bell, wide and round, its bronze dulled by weather and time. It doesn't ring at dawn or noon or sunset like most bells. It chimes only once a day, just after the last light has slipped behind the hills. Just once. One low, warm tone that rolls over the village like a breath exhaled after holding it all day. The bell is rung by a quiet woman named Anwen, known to locals as the bellkeeper. No one knows how long she's done it. The children say she came with the bell. The elders say they can't remember a time when the bell didn't ring. Each evening, Anwen lights a small lantern and begins her slow ascent up the spiral stairs of the tower. Her steps are steady, deliberate, unhurried. As she walks, the village stills. Dogs curl up on porches. Shutters creak closed. A final cart clatters into its stall. All eyes lower, all shoulders soften, and then the sound. The bell doesn't clang. It doesn't cry. It hums. A single tone that vibrates through stone, wood, and heart. It settles on rooftops and windowsills. It finds its way into the folds of blankets, the corners of books left open, the final cups of tea. It tells the village what words never quite managed to say. You may rest now. You did enough. The night is here to hold you. But not everyone in Cloudbridge Hollow is used to sleeping well. One rainy evening, a traveler named Liora arrived with tired eyes and heavy footsteps. She had walked far, through mist-soaked woods and forgotten fields, chasing something she couldn't name. She carried a pack, a journal, and a kind of stillness that doesn't come from peace but from exhaustion. The innkeeper gave her the upstairs room with the round window that faced the bell tower. That first night, Liora lay awake, her eyes open, her breath uneven. Her thoughts paced restlessly in her mind until the bell rang. She didn't even realize she'd heard it. She only knew that her chest had loosened, that something had exhaled for her, and that she had drifted into a sleep so complete she didn't wake until sunlight brushed her cheek. The second night she waited for it. She sat at the round window, the room dim, the air still scented faintly of lavender from the sachet left by the pillow. And when the bell rang, soft, steady, deep, she closed her eyes and let it carry her. By the third night, she followed the sound. Wrapped in a shawl, feet bare against the stone, she made her way through the village square, arriving at the foot of the bell tower just as Anwen was locking the door. They looked at one another for a moment. The silence between them was not awkward. It was restful. "I heard your bell," Liora said softly. Anwen nodded, her eyes kind. "You're not the first." They stood beneath the tower, the wind playing gently through the ivy above them. "Why do you ring it?" Liora asked. Anwen looked up toward the bell, then back at Liora. "Not to mark time. Time doesn't need help. I ring it to end the day." "For everyone?" Liora asked. "No," Anwen said. "For whoever needs to hear it. For the ones who forgot they were allowed to stop." Liora breathed in, then out, slowly. Her body began to remember how to feel safe. "Would you like to see it?" Anwen asked. Together they climbed the spiral stairs. Each step echoed gently in the stone tower. The higher they went, the quieter the world became. At the top, Anwen showed her the bell rope, its fibers worn smooth by years of use. "I never pull it," she said. "I release it, just enough to let it speak." She gestured to Liora. "Would you like to try?" Liora hesitated, but Anwen nodded encouragingly. So Liora wrapped her fingers around the rope, held her breath and let go just enough. The bell sang, one perfect note, low and long. A sound that seemed to press a hand gently against her back, saying, "You're here, you're held. You can let go now." The next morning, Liora didn't leave. She stayed another night, then another. She helped Anwen in the garden behind the tower, where herbs and quiet things grew. She mended the ropes that held the lanterns. She learned which windows the wind liked to visit, and which stones on the path liked to wobble when stepped on. And slowly, without saying it out loud, Anwen began to hand the evenings over to her, one bell at a time. On the night the sky turned silver and the clouds hung low, Anwen stayed at the base of the tower, and Liora climbed it alone. Her hand rested on the rope. Her breath matched the quiet rhythm of the night, and when she released it, the bell spoke just as it always had, one soft tone drifting out over the village. But this time, it whispered to her as well. "You're part of the peace now." That night, every house in Cloudbridge Hollow settled into sleep beneath the note she had given them. Children sighed, elders smiled in their dreams, even the cats curled tighter, and in the room with the round window, a little bell rested on a windowsill. It didn't ring, but it didn't need to. It simply reminded. Moral of the story. Sometimes peace is not something you find. It's something you give. Even a single gentle act, done with care and presence, can echo through the lives of others,